Hello everyone, it's Fairykin. But I've recently been struggling with imposter syndrome, and I don't know, I wanted a space to kind of just put these feelings down and just kind of let them go. This is about imposter syndrome slash like self-gaslighting, I'm not really sure. Imposter syndrome, for me, is what happens when the idea that what I have achieved isn't real and that I don't deserve my own success. It's a substantial paranoia that someone will peel back the curtain and discover that I'm a fraud. Where does it come from? For me, it's probably due to being born into a religion that scrutinizes behavior and most certainly growing up in ballet and performance culture. I list these things not to blame them or regret them, but to take responsibility for how I responded and how I internalized certain things in those experiences, and making sure that I know that those thought processes don't serve me, nor do they have to change who I am or how I think about myself. In any experience, my body and my emotions tell me what I need. And this I'm not good enough feeling that creeps in regularly tells me that my soul, is fulfilled by the work that I do. And by proxy, I have a need to do quote unquote good. Now, of course, the word good is not always helpful, as it's incredibly subjective, but I want to like my work as much as I like my favorite artist's work. Now, here's where that gets sticky. I am not that person, whoever it is that I'm idealizing, romanticizing, and idolizing. I am not them. I remind myself of who I am. I look at what I've done. I revisit the work that I have already produced. Am I capable of more? Always. But look at what I've done. That can't happen without me. I can understand that there is no real standard that I have to meet. There is no ceiling to my skills and experiences. I get to recognize that other people feel this way too. This feeling is not singular to me, and certainly not to the situation. When I say I'm really struggling to somebody that I trust, it opens up a new part of me to be held and honored. It invites dialogue for the other person as well. Suddenly, I'm not shrouded in this shame that I've projected onto myself, because now someone else can see me and I can see them. This reminds me of a line from my favorite poet, Andrea Gibson. We are truly not alone in this. Our veins are absolutely strings tied to other people's kites. That our lives are that connected, that my butterflies are never gone, they're just floating around someone else's belly sometimes. I could quote Andrea Gibson all day, but I gotta move on. What I can do for myself is I choose to name and banish every unachievable, unrealistic expectation that I shut myself into. My work is not as clean and precise like their work is. I am slapdash, runaway, oops, wrong brush stroke, great, here's another one. And today, I can accept this about myself. I am not as organized or as well managed as I tell myself that I should be all the time. I like to figure it out along the way and watch it unfold. And today, I can tolerate that about myself. There is no method, no straight edge, no timeline or ideal or even moral failing. These are all things that I served to myself, but I didn't have the balls to say, hey man, you got my order wrong, could you take it back? This feeling does not control me, and I certainly don't control it either. Together, this feeling and I can talk and walk, and we part ways occasionally. And when this feeling comes back to pay a visit, I can invite it in and say, welcome, come on in, sit next to me and watch me work. A bit about this piece that you watched me make. This piece is kind of about capitalism. Well, no, it's directly about capitalism. I had a dream about this image. I don't remember the dream at all. The only thing I remember about it is this image of a receipt printer with an eye and someone crawling out of it. The rest I made up to kind of fill in the space, because I just think this image lends itself to that concept. I actually shot this video 2 years ago, and I never really knew quite what to do with the footage until I wrote up this script. I've recently been struggling with imposter syndrome or something like it, and I thought it would just be helpful to speak on it. I hope my words can find some value in their right place, and I'm sending love to anyone else struggling with this at the moment. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.